Good morning, everybody. How are you doing this wonderful morning? Welcome to the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby, and you're tuned into the Black Hot Fire Network, media for the 21st century. How are you doing this wonderful Monday? Me personally, I'm very blessed. You know, the month is really moving on very quick. It's just the other day, the last time I was in studio, the last time we were having a program with you. I think who are introducing you to the month of April, and it's crazy how the month is really turning up very quickly. Like the year is really running so fast. I don't know what's really going on. Is it the pandemic or everything? But welcome to the show. We're looking forward to some wonderful programs, wonderful vibes. It's all about fresh vibes there, positivity. We say, as we always say, we don't want negative energy. Keep it positive here. And do remember to get hold of us on our social media handles. On Instagram, that is the Pan-African Bliss Show. And of course, on Facebook and on Twitter, you can get to, share with us, listen. It's all about here, listening, engaging, and transforming. Share with us your thoughts as we look forward to, discuss with you some interesting topics that we're looking forward to. It's the 26th of April, 2021, and the time here is 27 minutes past 10, in the morning. And the weather is quite fair. I can't say it's really bad. Nairobi has really been raining lately. It's been raining very heavy. And I remember last week, but when they said in this coming weeks, there shall be some regionals, or rather some places that it shall be raining heavy. And of course, we've witnessed that because, the rain, I don't know what is really happening, but the rain is really, really, really coming heavy. Give me your thoughts, as we look forward to discuss some interesting topics with you. And of course, do remember to share with me, how was your weekend? How did you get to spend your weekend this weekend? Where were you? Who are you with? As for me, I was just chilled in the house, looking forward to having an interesting week ahead with you guys. Welcome to the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby, and you're tuned into the Black Hot Fire Network. And we're gonna take a short break for now, and as we come back, we're going to be discussing some interesting topic. As I said, a lot has been happening. Mind you, we were off, we went in studio for the last 2 weeks. We went in studio. That some of our colleagues on the Black Hot Fire Network, they had gone to Tanzania. And of course, they had to share with us some amazing, the amazing journey that they had there. And of course, as you've heard, I don't know if any of them has shared with you, what has really been happening in Tanzania. Here in Kenya or in Nairobi, people are so insecure, wearing masks, being overprotective and everything. But when we look back in Tanzania, I was really shocked. Even when they came back, I was like, whoa, you people, don't scare me. Are you COVID-free or what's really happening? But, here in Nairobi, people are really scared. They have to keep COVID-free, putting on your mask, because as we know, the governments are here, or their intentions is to make us be scared, of this pandemic whole thing. Of this, it's really, really crazy. But I'm so glad that you tuned in. Welcome to the Black Hot Fire Network, media for the 21st century. And this is the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby. We're looking forward to some interesting topic. We're going to take a short break. And as we come back, we're going to be discussing a lot. So stay tuned. We got some fresh vibes coming straight out your way. My baby fine now. Leave them like that.
You be my fire. You be my light. You be the star up in the sky where the shine in my dark. I love you forever. I no go deny you. Come in my friends and my family. Yeah, I can't do without you. My baby, oh, you be my strength and my power. You already know I feel do anything for your matter, yeah. My baby, oh, I feel come mountain for you. I feel die step for you. Do anything you want me to do, yeah. Oh yeah, come here. Come here, come here, come here. Oh yeah, come here. Come here, come here, come here. Oh yeah, come here, baby. Come here, come here, come here. Oh yeah, come here. Come here, come here, come here. Ooh, my baby Kilimanjaro. Yeah. My baby Sparrow. My baby Kilimanjaro. My baby Sparrow. Darling, now only you are the see from my dream mode. I don't care. Loving is wrong, I don't want to be right here. You be my sugar, and I love you forever. The night put us under, must make it the mental. Come here, come here, come here. Oh yeah, come here. Come here, come here, come here. Oh yeah, come here, baby. Come here, come here, come here. Oh yeah, come here. Come here, come here, come here. Ooh, my baby Kilimanjaro. My baby.
And we are right back. That was Come Here by Josie. She's talking all about, I don't know if you've heard of Mount Kilimanjaro in Nairobi. It's one of the most beautiful mountains in Nairobi, Kenya. And we are back. This is the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're tuned into the Black Hot Fire Network Media for the 21st century. And as we said, the year is really moving on too fast. We're already approaching May, 4 days to May. I don't know where the year is really running to, but I think it's all about the pandemic, this whole pandemic whole thing. It's really scaring people that, as we look onto the years, the way it's really moving on too fast, we're also scared because people had a lot. People had so much, that they wanted to achieve before the end of this year. People had so much to achieve as the year began. People had so many things on set. But as we know, last some week back, we got to discuss about how our president here in Nairobi decided, just without informing our Kenyans, our fellow Kenyans, or we as the common wananchis, how he decided to put on a lockdown, and which has really affected a lot of economy. And of course, as we said, some of our colleagues were in Tanzania, and when they came back, they got to share with us some interesting topics. They were saying, in Tanzania, imagine people are living very freely. People are not wearing masks. People are COVID-free. The tests have been done, yes, but people aren't scared. Like, it's not like here in Kenya or any other nations, any other countries, where how we've been instilled fear in us for us to, not even to go out at night. We can't do our normal activities in a normal way. If you put on a mask on a jaw, let's say even you're having a bite on something, you're gonna meet up you're gonna bump into a cop. The moment you just take a corner somewhere, you're going to bump into a cop, and that's 500, something that you've really worked for since morning. You're expecting to go feed your families, but just because you have a mask on a jaw and maybe you're having a bite of something, you're going to meet or bump up into a cop, you're going to be arrested. That is money being demanded from you. I mean, there's a lot going on into our country. And of course, as we said, it's all about positivity. We're here to share with you some interesting, vibes. Before we took a short break, as I said, that was Come Here by Josie. It's talking all about, love, everything, about the nature and everything, the Mount Kilimanjaro, which is in Kenya. We know the beautiful creations that God has really instilled in our nations. And of course, as I said, before we took a short break, we're going to come back with some interesting, Moshene, we call it Moshene, gossip. Yeah, it's all about it's like a Nairobi gossip club here, where we're gonna be talking about interesting things, whatever that has been happening during the weekend. And of course, as I said, you can get hold of us on our social media handles. On Instagram, of course, you can engage with me and share with me, of course, here on our live stream. How was your weekend? How did you get to spend your weekend? Were you with your family? Were you with your friends? Who are you with? Personally, I was just at home with my family. And of course, I got to chill out with some friends. That was yesterday. And I had to come back home early, because I don't want curfew time beating me up. I don't want to be stroked by the cops, because these people, when they decide to chapa you, when they decide to put strokes on your body, it's mercilessly. You're going to end up in the hospital because of the bruises that you have in your body. really, I don't know, it's really crazy here. So thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Pan-African Bliss Show, and my name is Joby. You're tuned into the Blackout Fire Network. And of course, as I said, I have some interesting topics to discuss with you. We have some things that have been going on for the time that we haven't been on studio. We have some, chaos that have been going, that is politically, both in entertainment, health-wise, and a lot of people have, people have a lot to say about all these things. And of course, I'm gonna start with our country itself. But the time that I was off, during this time that I was off, when my colleagues were in Tanzania, I got to engage with some people, some citizens, some Kenyan citizens, and they were like, when I got to ask some of them, are you people looking forward to taking the COVID-19 vaccination? And they were like, no, who's gonna do that? I'm not taking no COVID-19, vaccine or anything. Other people think that our president or our government, they are scamming them, to all these things. I mean, people are already being opened. Our eyes, or people's eyes, are already open. Like, they can see the truth in all these things. This whole pandemic thing, this whole coronavirus thing, it's due to, whether you want to believe it or not, this whole thing is political. Whether you want to believe it or not, this whole thing is political. But do remember to get hold of me on my social media handles. That is the Pan-African Bliss Show on Instagram, on Facebook, and of course on Twitter. And of course, you can engage with me here. I can see David Brown. Good morning. Hi. How are you doing? I can see you. How are you doing this morning? Thank you so much for tuning in. We're looking forward to some, interesting topics as we keep on discussing. And of course, today, our major topic is corruption. Corruption in Kenya, especially in Kenya. Why am I talking about Kenya? On Friday we got to engage with some people. We went in studio, but of course we did get to stream live. And of course, if you did miss out the show, you can check them on YouTube. That is on the www.blackoutfirenetwork.com. And of course, you can share with us your thoughts about everything. I can see you, David. I can see you saying you're good. Yes, do keep on coming, keep on sharing, tell people to stream in. We are about, it's all about to get fire here. The Pan-African Bliss Show is all about you. We're gonna handle your issues. We're gonna be, take care of your matters, personal matters. We're gonna be listening to you. We're all about, listening to you, and of course, engaging and transforming. Thank you so much for tuning in. So as I said, on Friday, we got to engage with some Kenyan citizens, our common wananchi, our fellow common wananchi. We were spreading flyers, if you got one of them, or if you didn't, of course, we're yet to spread some more. We're yet to go around Nairobi. We're supposed to go to Lavington. We're supposed to go to Jamhuri. We're supposed to go to town. We're about to go to some places as we, give you people or share with you about our new programs. And of course, we got to engage with some Kenyans, and they were like, when we were interacting with some of them, they were like, what is your station all about? What are these programs all about? And when you would tell them it's all about life, love, and money, trust you me, I got to laugh. I really had a good time on Friday. I really, really did have a good time because I loved how people were really interacting with us, how people were really being, how people were responding to our questions. And when we were telling people about, life, love, and money, most of them were complaining about, let's say the whole thing, just the three major topics, because when you look at life, as you look at our country right now, we're on a lockdown. So many people, as I said, when the year was beginning, people had so many expectations, people had so many plans, people had so many things to do, but all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, without even any clue, our president decides to put on a lockdown. Mind you, there is curfew too. By 8 p.m., you're supposed to be in your home. By 8 p.m. you're supposed to be in your home. And I'm wondering, you got me thinking, let's think about this, companies, the big companies whereby these people have to work, let's say, to a minimal time of 9 to 10, and maybe that's when the time or the businesses are really starting to run, let's say hawkers in the street, businesses Here in Nairobi, hawkers start selling from 6 p.m. That is 6 p.m. And of course, that's when people are coming out of their works. That's when you got to make money. That's when people got to, exchange goods with money, And this whole thing is being affected. And as I said, let's say if you are a hawker, or let's say if you are a hustler, and the least amount you can make in a day, or the most, it's 500. And let's say you're putting a mask here, just right here on your jaw. Maybe you're having a bite, or maybe you wanted to sneeze or something, or maybe it's really, sometimes this mask, they're really tiring. I don't know if you feel the same, but to me, zinachosha, zinanichokesha. We just wear them, you just get tired. So we got to interact with some Kenyans. They were like, I remember one man said, he said he regrets ever waking up twice, like today and the second day, going to vote for our president, because he never expected any of this. People expected so many changes with our president, Uhuru Kenyatta. People had so many hopes with our president. People had so many, I don't know, people, watu walijitolea. Like people did really commit themselves, but all this ends up to be just different from any other political leader that has ever, led our country. It's really crazy. I don't know what you think about this whole conversation, but tell me. I think there's a lot of corruption in our nation. There's a lot of injustice that is happening, and this starts with the police, because as I said, if you're making the minimum of 500 in a day, now utoe tu mask weke hapa, the moment you just take a corner, you're gonna bump into a cop na atakushika, especially if you're a guy. Let's say if maybe we ladies were kind of somehow fair, being fair to, it's like we're tunahurumiwa. Let's say they're feeling pity on us. It's very rare if you see a policeman arresting a woman or a lady, unless it's a fellow policewoman. It's very rare for a policeman to arrest a lady. It's really crazy. So I think there's so much into this. It's, if you're having dreads, if you have, you just look like, I don't know, they just see everyone as suspects. You're gonna get caught, you're gonna be handcuffed, and your pancho metengeneza, that 500 that you've already made in a day, inaenda kwao. At the end of the day, make nini. And of course, at home, your wife and your kids are expecting you, and that's when you end up all this bringing conflicts, whereby you go home and your wife amekufuria, amekujamia, hataki kuelewa what is really going on. Unamwambia kumeenda hivi na hivi na hivi, but they really don't want to understand. So that's why we're here on the Pan-African Bliss Show, as to listen to you, as we get to listen, to engage and transform. Thank you so much, David. I can see that you are, you're listening to this topic. So, tell your friends to come in and give us your thoughts. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Pan-African Bliss Show, and my name is Joby. You're tuned in into the Blackout Fire Network media for the 21st century. Share with me, about all these things that you think about, Kenya being corrupted, Kenya having a lot of corruption, these COVID-19 cases, easy mamboza masks. There's a lot of things that is going on in our countries that, has led us to so many thoughts. People are committing suicide. People are killing each other. I don't know if you've really heard of that, but in the past 1 week, there have been cases of people killing each other, economics rising up, everything is really rising up. So give me your thoughts about what you think about all these things. We're going to take a short break, but, as we listen to some music, as this idea is all about positivity. We don't want negative energy. Keep it positive. My name is Joby. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to be right back. Keep it tuned.
Jana usiku zili nice, manze zangu zilipaka, manze nilisima hunters, manze sasa ni mahanda. Jana usiku zili nice, manze nilienda westi, manze nikapoteza chenje, manze sasa nikapambe, manze limechekwa bed, nikasikia call kucheki BFF ati uko wapi tuende kupati jua ati ni Friday akona maganji niketeke hadi shower nikacall Uber nikapaka lip balm nikapiga picha nikaeka Insta nikazima stima mimi nikajichuja na nikaenda form dire anaenda slow mo ungedhani amechapa ndom mesti kuna kaa kumechrome na meza imejaka bond jana usiku zili nice manze zangu zilipaka manze nilisima hunters manze sasa ni mahanda jana usiku zili nice manze nilienda westi manze nikapoteza tenje manze sasa nikapambe na katambe shot after shot kama ride shashi kolit kama grade boy ni mfine na si brade ni Friday kama fries na mchipo tukadak kama dingo sticks kao dijo stingo si imbo anadai tu tufike home tukafika tots table cognac kama cognac tukasip slow kama sip slow nikago low kanimeblik dosi kumbuki nikidoze jana usiku zili nice manze zangu zilipaka manze nilisima hunters manze sasa ni mahanda.
And we are back. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Pan-African Bliss Show, and my name is Joby. You're tuned into the Blackout Fire Network, media for the 21st century. Welcome to the show. We were discussing some interesting topic, and of course, that was Manze by KJ. She's saying, as you get to spend the weekend, when you get lit, then they really screw you up. The drugs really screw you up. Then you end up like the phone is being stolen, and you end up with we call the small phones kabambi. I don't have one sample here I've shown you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, David. I can see you, David, all the way from he's saying I'm in Dallas. Yeah, I'm in Dallas, Texas. Everyone is sleeping. Yes, politicians are all the same in the world. We did the lockdown. When did the lockdown come? Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, get to engage with us on our social media handles. That is on Facebook, on Twitter, and of course on Instagram, on the Pan-African Bliss Show. And of course, if you missed any of these videos, you can get hold of us on our platform, that is the www.Blackout Fire Network Media for the 21st century. It's all about positivity. We don't want negative energy. Keep it fresh. It's all about fresh sheets. That was Manze by KJ. David is saying, thank you, David, for tuning in. David is saying, politicians are all the same. And I think I can agree. Because I think I had something about also as I got to engage with some people when I was off, I was asking people some questions. I just want to hear the thoughts of Kenyans. And I had someone saying something about also Joe Biden, like how he's starting to be corrupted. Yes, people are trusting in him, but people again are somehow regretting. I don't know how or why. I'm yet to dig deeper on that. But I think politicians are all the same. It's true, David. I'm agreeing with you because nobody thought. I remember when President Uhuru Kenyatta was being elected, I was in class 8. Was I in class 8 or 7? I can't even recall. I think I was in class 8, 7, because I think I was about to finish my primary education. Something like that, if I'm not wrong. That was when the president was being elected. And it's really crazy because I remember people demonstrating all over the road. People were so jovial. There wasn't any fights. There wasn't any, like political fights or anything. The election went peacefully, and of course people had so many hopes, people had so many expectations to our president bringing changes, corruption. He promised us a lot. These manifestos that these politicians make to us, and we end up believing them. It's really crazy. It's really, really crazy. So today we're talking about Kenyans, as how we got to interact with Kenyans. That was last week on Friday. We were giving out flyers, as I said. We were introducing these new programs, of course, I think, which we're going to share with you later. We were giving some flyers. And of course, as we got to interact with some common wananchi, we were asking them, what do you think about, as we're going to talk about, as much as we're bringing these topics to you, we want also your engagement. We want to listen to you. We want to, hear your thoughts about everything that we talk about. And of course, we're going to be talking about life, love, and money. And of course, Kenyans, I love Kenyans. I love my country, yo. I love my country. Kenyans are really funny. And of course, I had this man, as I said, there was this man who was complaining, him waking up very early, going to vote for President Uhuru Kenyatta. But now, kila kitu imeenda mrama. I mean, everything has gone wrong. Everything has really gone wrong, which is bringing a lot of questions to us. I mean, who is going to be our next president? Is he going to be the same? Is this the same thing that's going to change? Because I remember, even as we start with the cops, there was a time, and I keep on even saying this each and every time. There was a time that the head of police officers was like, I don't want to see any policeman, walking around with civilians. I want you all in uniform. I don't want you, catching people for no reasons. The rate of corruption and injustice should reduce, but none of this is happening. None of this. I can tell you that for sure, because I have a friend of mine who was arrested for no reason. And mind you, right now he is in jail. He's in jail. I don't know for how long, but it's really painful. It's really painful that how we get to trust our politicians or our leaders, but they end up failing us. How are we supposed to educate our children? How are we supposed to educate our children when all this is really going on around? This is the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby. Please give me your thoughts. I don't want to be like I'm talking about this alone. Give me your thoughts, because my mind is exploding. When I think of how people were talking on Friday, or how Kenyans were really talking, people were really trash talking vibaya sana, very badly about our Kenyan president, and of course about our nations. The rents are really going high. Economic is really rising up. If you look at the food, the rate of food, some people are sleeping hungry. Some people in some other nations are sleeping hungry. And of course, our dear president, this even reminds me, last week, our fellow Kenyans tweeted on Twitter they don't want any more debts, because we have 7 trillion debt. Where is all this coming from? Because personally, I can say even the government has helped me. There was a time, I remember, when the COVID-19 came around, that was in 2020, last year on March. I remember our president promised each artist 100,000 Kenyan shillings. For what? For their support. And now it has reached to a point. If you check on the social media handle, which has really been trending throughout the week, now the Kenyans or the artists are even going to the politicians themselves, knocking at the doors, looking or seeking for help. And this is really driving us crazy. This is really driving people insane. I saw Calligraph Jones. He went to the president, and of course I saw Jalango. I saw some few artists, going to complain about this whole thing. Things are really rising up. The president should remove the lockdown, the curfew. You should even check on the curfew. People are working on late hours. The others who are working on these late hours, kuna watu biashara zao zinaanza usiku. Yeah, some of us, our businesses start at night, but we can't go anywhere because we're being limited, we're being restricted. And of course, it's really crazy, because I remember my fellow colleagues here on the Blackout Fire Network, they went to Tanzania last week. They had a really great time. I was talking to them, and when you are video calling them, I was asking them, why ain't you having masks, you people? It's really crazy why when you come in Kenya, you're gonna be putting on masks, but in Tanzania, I'm wearing mask. You're not wearing masks. And they're like, in Tanzania, everyone is COVID free. There are no restrictions like you should wear masks. People are not scared. They don't have those rules or anything. They believe that everything is okay. And of course, everything is okay. Trust you me, the government they are instilling fear in us, which is leading to corruption. And people are complaining. People are suffering. I think the president should think about this. I don't know what to think about this, but that's all. That's what I think about all this situation, which is really driving people crazy. People are suffering. People's economics are really going high. This is something that the president should put a thought on. And of course, he's supposed to give a speech before the end of this month. It's been the 26th of April today. He's supposed to give out a speech. Whether he's going to remove the lockdown, whether he's going to unlock our country, we have to know all that. And of course, the next time we want to know, our dear next president, To the next time we're electing you, or the next time you're giving out a speech, please inform Kenyans or inform your nation early in advance. Ndo tukae tukijua tu, jamani. Apana. It's really crazy. David from Dallas is saying, wow, that's a lot of money. I know it's a lot of 7 trillion. It's a lot of money. 7 trillion is a lot of money. 7 trillion is a lot of money. And Kenyans have said no more deaths, because trust you me, David, the moment, by the time I'll decide to give birth, because I don't know when I want to give birth, but by the time I decide to give birth, whether I'm going to die or whether I'm going to live, my kid is going to grow up paying these debts. And that's why you see people suffering each and every day, because you're paying debts that you don't know where they're coming from. Money that has never even helped to, nor even anyone in your family. You're paying debts for people who you don't even know. And I imagine my kids are going to be paying for these debts, because each and every day you're going to work, you have to pay taxes. You're going to meet up with a cop, you have to remove bribe. When you want to do something, you have to remove bribe. I was somewhere during the weekend, and it's really crazy. What I really saw, it's really crazy. Our country is corrupted. Trust you me 100%. Here in Kenya, before owning a liquor store or a wines and spirit, you have to have the license and everything, all this, so that the government or the policemen cannot disturb you. Because the moment you don't have this documents, they're going to be disturbing each and every day. You're having an illegal business. We don't know if you're under 18 or if you're above 18. You have to show us the documents that this liquor store, this shop is really yours. You have to show us, at least prove us something. And of course, I was somewhere where a friend of mine has a liquor store. He has the license, each and every document that is required by the government for you to open such a business. He had them all. But I saw not more than 10 in a day. Not more than 10 policemen coming to take bribe in our country. In our shop, in my friend's shop. Now tell me, where are we heading? Whom are we living for? Whom are we working for? The government? I'm going to get my salary, then it's all going to end up on the government side. Like, I'm not even enjoying my salary. I have to pay rent. I have to buy food, which is not, oh my goodness. I can't even talk about it. Give me your thoughts all about this. Thank you, David, so much for tuning in. I can see you saying people could lose their businesses because of lockdown. Yes, people are really trust me that people who are even I've seen some people who have lost their jobs because it has reached to a point, even our bosses are like, now how am I going to pay you? My business, maybe let me say I'm importing or exporting something from outside, but right now due to lockdown, none of that can come in or none of that can go outside. That is my business being stuck. How am I supposed to make profits? How is it supposed to pay me now? People have lost their jobs. People's economics are going down. People's businesses are going down. Trust me, everything is going blah, like nothing is being understood here. We don't know where we're living, but one thing for sure, I know that Kenyans are tired. That's one thing for sure. That is one thing I testified on Friday as we were walking around the Nairobi city. That was in Karen. Oh my goodness. Kenyans are so tired. Kenyans are tired of corruptions. Kenyans are tired of this whole thing. They need a change. We need a change. Everyone needs a change. We need our president to listen to us, or rather, the next president that we're going to elect in 2022. Oh, darling, we need a change. We need a change, David. We need a change. And I can also see you saying, yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to take a short break. And of course, we're going to be back as we wind up the show. Get hold of us on our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and of course on Twitter. Give me your thoughts about all this. And of course, none of you shared with me how you spent your weekend. So just hear any of that. As I said, my weekend, that's how it's been. It's been chaotic. I was having fun with my friends, but I see corruption going all around my face, like in front of me. There's a lot of crisis going on here. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Joby. This is the Pan-African Bliss Show. Get all of us on our social media handles. And of course, if you've missed any of this show, you can get all of us on www.blackcordfirenetwork.com. My name is Joby. We're going to take a short break. Then we're going to be right back. Don't touch that button.
Oh no 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 no. It's just a feeling, baby. You don't send me, I get the juice and I get the sauce. I go cook you nice pepper soup, yeah, with no too much sauce. I go do the dance together, give you left right from my back. Trust me, I will rock you body. You do love me more like a duck. You be like, hey, I like to be shocky my body. You be like, say, baby, I like to be shocky my body. Let me feel your sexy touch all over me. Give me nicely all over me. I can feel your love all over me. Give me plenty all over me. Let me feel your sexy touch all over me. Give me nicely all over me. I can feel your love all over me. Give me plenty all over me. I feel really nice. I feel really nice. My baby loves me now. I feel really nice. Oh yeah, make me dance to give it super. My baby love to give it super. Everybody loves to give it super. Oh yeah, dance to give it super. I said make me dance to give it super. I said the way I feel it sweeter. You tell me say baby I like her more. I said the dance to give it super. EJ love. I love the sweet to pass your love. This your love now, this your love now, tender. Super and sweet, now on the killer. Tell me the tricks, I plenty suya. From an Andra to America. My love for you, baby, no go scatter. You no go scatter now. You no go scatter. Hey, you no go scatter now. You know that I feel your sexy touch all over me. Give me nicely all over me. I can feel your love all over me. Give me plenty all over me. Let me feel your sexy touch all over me. Give me nicely all over me. I can feel your love all over me. Give me plenty all over me. I feel really nice. I feel really nice. My baby love me now. I feel really nice. Oh yeah, make me dance to give it super. My baby love to give it super. Everybody dance to give it super. Oh yeah, dance to give it super.
Ay, boy. Ay, boy. Ay, boy. Ay, boy. Kulu, kelisuka, kekuntremo, kusazoshuba, kelujabula, hallelujah, usisane, uyihlupha, kulu, kelikhipa, kelidawa, kelimita, bambelela, kusazoshintsha, danki mali, danki mpilo, kulu, kelisuka, kekuntremo, kusazoshuba, kelujabula, hallelujah, usisane, uyihlupha, kulu, kelikhipa, kelidawa, kelimita, bambelela, sazushintsha, danki mali, maingi, ngale woke para, bayabona, kile para, ngudefet, ngale prada, Louis V, onsusasa, kukalingane, kukaluma, nene, nana, keneta pinise senza gaso, kumbisha pasiba bata samo, maingi, ngale woke para, bayabona, kile para, ngudefet, ngale prada, Louis V, onsusasa, kukalingane, kukaluma, nene, nana, keneta pinise senza gaso, kumbisha pasiba bata samo. Ayebo. Thank you so much for tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby. You're tuned in into the Blackout Fire Network Media for the 21st century. And of course, we are back. That was Kulu. Hey, the name is really kind of hard to pronounce here. If you're not good with terms, come here and I'll be your class teacher, That was Kulu Nkulu by Common Fella, all the way from South Africa. I don't know if you listen to Amapiano, but you should get into, you should love Amapiano. I don't know who doesn't love Amapiano, but me, personally, I'm so much into Amapiano very badly. That's why this is the Pan-African Bliss Show, and you're tuned into the Black Out Fire Network, media for the 21st century. And of course, I also got to play some Ikere. Is it called Ikere? Is it Ikere? Ikebe Super. Yeah, Ikebe Super. That, I think that is some Nigerian hit, some Nigerian jam by Josie J. Of course, everyone loves some, African music. I love African music. I love Afrobeat. But I think right now, the hits that are really taking over is the Amapiano. And we're not going to argue about that. It's the Amapiano that's really taking over. And of course, we also did, to check out through the weekend. We also got to see some new hits that were being released. As we speak of Afrobeats, we saw Tanasha Donna. She made a collaboration with Bad Boy Teens, and the name of the song is called Complication Shapes. Why is it called Complication Shapes? It's like, this reminds me, Friday, I really had a lot of fun on Friday. This reminds me when we were engaged in some, citizens of ours or our fellow Kenyans. They were like, when we're gonna be talking about these old programs, do remember to mention love, because our president has made our wives to go away, our president has really made our wives to go away. These complication shifts that we're talking about, because when we look at the, all this lockdown, all this curfew thing, the economics that are really affecting our nations and everything, of course, your wife or your husband, whoever that you're depending on, they might run away. Be careful. Be careful. And government is nobody's mom. Let me just not lie to you. They don't care. They really don't care. And of course, the moment that you're going to be explaining to your wife or your kids, things are really getting harder here outside. If you're the breadwinner of your family, like, things are really getting tougher and tough here. Nobody's going to understand that. Nobody is really going to understand, because it really costs you. You know how much it is, like, just the moment you have like 50 shillings in your hand, trust me, you feel rich. So long as it's just your 50 shillings, then you just bump into a cop, nana kunyanganya, they take it away from you due to nothing. Oh, you've not worn your mask. Oh, you don't look, you put your mask under your nose, and maybe it's just a little bit hanging. I mean, I don't know. Just get hold of us on our social media handles. That is on Instagram, of course, on the Pan-African Bliss Show, on Facebook, on Twitter, and of course, on Instagram. If you've missed any of these shows, you can watch or you can catch them on YouTube. That's on our handle. That is on our platform. That is the www.blackoutfirenetwork.com. I can see David saying, I spent my weekend. Let me see. I spent my weekend studying and resting at home. It was the end of my 2 weeks vacation. Wow, whoa, David, you're having a good time. I'm jealous, I'm jealous. I'm all about vacay. Anywhere there is vacay, I'm that kind of a girl. Women love being spoiled, so it's really nice. I can see you saying that it was the end of your 2 weeks vacation. I worked Sunday night. I'm going to have to get some sleep shortly, but I wanted to give you a show support. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. Much appreciated. And of course, do share our platforms, so do share our handles, with your friends. Let us, family, let us grow. We're all about, to talk and share all about each other here as we share our problems, as we share what is going on into our country. Thank you so much, David, all the way from Dallas. I appreciate your time. Do have a rest. Thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, for you who is listening and who is watching me, give me your reviews also. How did you spend your weekend? You can see David say he spent his weekend, he just said that he spent his weekend, it is at the end of the 2 weeks vacation. When was the last time you were taken on a vacation? Because the last time I went on a vacation, that was in December, honey. I went on a vacation on December. I was in Mombasa. I had so much fun. I had a good time. The curfew restrictions were there, yeah, but there was no lockdown, so you are allowed to go in and outside Nairobi. So yes, December I got to spend some time in Mombasa. I don't know where else I'm supposed to go. My fellow colleagues are in Tanzania, where they got to spend some good time. No mask restrictions, no COVID restrictions. Everything is fine. People are very okay, living okay. Economic is running okay. There's plenty of food, plenty of culture, plenty of things to live for. And of course, plenty, there's a lively beach over there in Tanzania. Of course, I'm looking forward to go back there with them. I mean, that is one thing I must plan, I can't be left behind. Oh, I refuse. Thank you so much for tuning in. Engage with me. Tell me, what do you think about all this situation whereby, our country being put on lockdown, the corruption that has been running in our country. Of course, as I said, of course, if you've been listening since the beginning of the program, I got to engage, or rather we got to engage our fellow Kenyans. That was on Friday. And of course, Kenyans are really complaining so bad. Kenyans are so mad. Kenyans are so bitter. Kenyans are so furious with our president. Kenyans are so tired of the economics. Kenyans are so tired of this, their lives, being estimated, their lives being limited, and it's really, really crazy. Give me your thoughts, give me your reviews, of course. And as I said, if you've missed any of these videos, you can get hold of us on www.blackcodfirenetworkmedia for the 21st century. My name is Joby, and of course, we're gonna be looking forward to some interesting topics that is on our next show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, a wonderful, wonderful program. Thank you so much, David, for tuning in, and of course, the rest of you who are watching and listening to me. Of course, do remember to share. Share with your friends. Tag a friend, tell them to come and listen to these programs. They have some interesting topics. Of course, yeah, as we say, it's all about positivity. We don't want negative energy, we don't want negative vibe. Keep it positive, and of course, do what's right. We're gonna be looking forward to some interesting topics that is before the end of the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name has been Joby, and this has been the Pan-African Bliss Show.